Today I am going to explain me how to analyze the truss structure by using finite element method. Also, I am going to explain you how to develop the codes for analysis of the truss structure by using Scilab software. And for that also I am going to use finite element method. That is, I am going to develop the finite element analysis codes for truss structure in Scilab software. For that, I have selected this problem. Now you see this problem, it has six members, six members, and each member has modulus of velocity E is equal to 1.9 into 10 raised to 6, and cross-sectional area of the each element is 8 inch square. Now this is supported at this one, that is, this is one support and this is one support. These are the two fixed supports. Next one, first step in finite element method is discretization of the structure. Now for discretization, here there are six members, so I am going to use six elements. This is the element number 1, this inclined is element number 2, this is element number 3, this vertical is element number 4, this inclined is again element number 5, and this horizontal member, it is element number 6, and these elements are connected by the nodes. So each element is having two nodes. First element is connected with node number 1 and node number 2. Second element is connected with node number 2 and 3. This third element is connected with node number 3 and 4. Fourth element is connected with node number 2 and 4. Fifth element is connected with node number 2 and 5. Sixth element is connected with node number 4 and 5. Now each node is moving in x and y direction, therefore at each node we have 2 degrees of freedom. One is the displacement in x direction and displacement in y direction. Now first step in finite element method is to calculate the stiffness matrix. For calculation of the stiffness matrix, we need length of each element and angle made by each element with the horizontal, and stiffness matrix of each element is having size 4 by 4. Now first I will calculate the lengths and angles. Also we need the transformation matrix, that is direction cosine matrix. For that purpose we have to calculate the cos theta, where theta is the angle made by the member with the horizontal. Now this is the equation for the length. Now length of the element is x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 bracket square. Now when we apply it for element number 1, coordinates of this node number 2 minus coordinates of node number 1. Okay, this is x2 minus x1 its square plus y2 of node number 2 minus y1 square. Now when we apply it for element number 2, it is coordinates of this node number 2 and coordinates of node number 3 we are considering. Now for writing the coordinates, now we are considering origin at this location. So coordinates of node number 1 are 0 0. Coordinates of node number 2, here it is in x direction, so it is 36 0. Coordinates of node number 3 are x is 0 and y is 36. Same thing we will get for node number 4, it is 36 36. Node number 5, it is 72 and 36. Now these coordinates we are using. Now when we write the equation for the length, of element number 5, it is x coordinate is 72, that is x2, minus x1 is 36, that is 72 minus 36 square, plus y coordinate of this node number 5 is 36, and y coordinate of node number 2 is 0. 36 minus 0 square, and under root of that whole term, it will give the length of element. Now same thing, we need the direction cosines, that is cos theta and sin theta. Cos theta for each element we have to calculate. For first element, x2 minus x1 divided by length of the element. For sin theta, y2 minus y1 divided by length of element. Now if we go for the element number 5, it is x coordinate of element node number 5 minus x coordinate of node number 2 divided by length of that element, which we can calculate by using this equation. Now next one, if you want to calculate the sin theta, it is y coordinate of node number 5 minus y coordinate of node number 2 divided by length. Now here I am going to calculate all the things and I will prepare the table like this. You see here on first column element number 1 2 3 4 5 6 elements are there. Now first element is connected to the node number 1 and 2. Coordinates of node number 1 are 0 0. Coordinates of node number 2 are 36 0. Second element is connected to the node number 2 and 3. Coordinates of first element of node number 3, that is node number 2, it is 36 0. And coordinates of node number 3, which is the end node of node number 2, it is 0 36. Same thing for the node number 3, sorry, element number 3. For element number 4 and 5 6. After that, by using this equation, we can calculate the length of each element. For first element, length of the element is 36 by using this equation. Now for second element, it is x2 is 0 minus 0 plus y2 is 36. Sorry, for element number 2, x2 is 0, x1 is 36, and y2 is 36, y1 is 0, that is here 0 minus 36 it's a square plus 36 minus 0 it's a square, and under root of that it will give the length of element, that is your 50.9. For node element number 3 it is 36 length. For 4 it is also 36, and for 5 your x2 is 72, y2 is 36, x1 is 36, y1 is 0, that is 72 minus 36 square plus 36 minus 0 square, and root of that it will give the 50.9. Now here element number 6, length of element number 6 is 36. Now angle made by each element with the horizontal. Now first element is horizontal, therefore angle made by it is 0. Now second element is inclined in this direction. We are considering the angle in anti-clockwise direction, so it is 90 plus this angle. For calculation of this angle, what you have to do, you calculate the tan theta. Tan theta is 36 divided by 36, that means it is at 135. Okay, 90 plus 36 divided by 36 is 45. Okay, and tan 45 is 1. So you will get the 90 plus 45, that is your 135 angle. And for element number 3 it is 0, element number 4 it is 90, element number 5 it is again 45, because it is making an angle here. Okay, and that is 45. And 6 it is 0. Next one, after that, after calculating the angle made by each element, you have to calculate the direction cosines. That is L and M. Now for first element angle is 0, therefore cos theta is 1 and sin theta is 0. For second element angle is 135, so cos theta is minus 0.707 and sin theta is 0.707. For third element angle is 0, again same thing, 10. For fourth element it is vertical, angle made by that element is 90 degree, so cos theta is 0 and sin theta is 1. For fifth element, it is 45 angle. So cos theta and sin theta both are 0.707. And for sixth element, you have 0 angle. So cos theta is 1 and sin theta is 0. Okay. Now up to here, I will show you how to do the codes up to this step by using Scilab. So I will open the Scilab. Now I will open the Scilab note. Okay, I will write here. Now you write first input E is equal to 1.9 E6. Next A is equal to 8. After that we need to calculate the length of each element. Length of each element. For calculation of length of elements, what we have to do, we write the function for the length of elements. Now here for writing the function, you start with the keyword function. Now I want to store the length of that function in some variable, that is y, suppose, equal to e length. It is the name of the function. Now which arguments we need here? We need x1, x2, y1, y2, and these are required to calculate the length of element, that is x1 comma y1 comma x2 comma y2. These four arguments are required to receive the actual values. Now you write the equation for the length. Equation for the length is y is equal to, y we have taken as a return argument, y is equal to sqrt square root of in bracket x1. Here I will write xi, so it will reduce the confusion, xi yi and xj yj. Here I will write xi square, sorry, xi minus xj minus xi, it's a square plus in bracket yj minus yi, it's a square. Okay, this function is over, that is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now after that you write the end function. Now you call the function. Suppose for element 1, I will write as a L1 as a variable. L1 is equal to e length. Next you transfer the coordinates of node number 1 and node number 2 as a arguments, that is coordinates of node number 1 are transferred to the xi and yi, and coordinates of node number 2 transferred to the xj and yj. Now here 0 comma 0, these are the coordinates of node number 1, and 36 comma 0, these are the coordinates of node number 2. Same thing I will repeat for all elements. There are 6 elements. 6. Now for L2, length of element L2. Now coordinates of x2 are transferred to the, it is 36, next 0 and 36. Next L3 is for L3 0, 36 and coordinates of node number 4 are 36. Next node number for element number 4. For element number 4, we have to transfer the coordinates of this node number 2 and node number 4. Node number 2 and node number 4. Coordinates of node number 2 are 36 0, and coordinates of node number 4 are 36 36. Next, for element number 5, coordinates of this node, that is element number 5 2, it is 36 0, this is your L5, 36 0, and node number 5 is 72 36. Next, for element number 6, coordinates of node number 4 are 36 and 72 36. Now what will happen here? These coordinates are transferred to here xi and yi and xj yj, and on the basis of these coordinates, this y value is calculated, and that y value is returned to the L1, L2, L3, L4, L5 and L6. Again we check. For first element, node number 1 0 0, node number 2 36 0. For element number 2, node number 2 is 36 0 and 0 36. For element number 3, 0 36, then 36 36. Element number 4, 36 0, then 36 36. Element number 5, 36 0, 72 36. Element number 6, 36 36, 72 36. Now I will display the L1, L2, L3, L4 up to L6. I will write here L1. Here I will write the message length of elements, then inverted comma complete, comma L1, comma L2, comma L3, comma L4, comma L5, comma L6. Now we check again. Okay, I think it is correct. Now save it. I will save. Press. Now I will run it and I will check the output. Again I will run it. You see here, first length is 36, second is 50.9, third is 36, fourth is also 36, fifth is 50, and sixth is also 36. That means our function is correct. Now after defining this function, after calculation of this, you have to calculate the stiffness matrix. Now for calculation of the stiffness matrix, we have equation, that is K is equal to AE by LE. LE is the length of element, and these are the direction cosines of the element. Now we will start with the first element. Now for first element, we have area is A, E is modulus of velocity, length is L1, direction cosine for, that is cos of first element. Next, M is the sine of first element, that is cos 0 square, cos 0 sine 0, minus cos 0 square, minus cos 0 sine 0. Here it is cos sine square, so on. Okay, now here you have to put the values of A and E. Now this is the stiffness matrix for first element, 1.9 into 10 raised to 6 into 8. Just I have not done the calculation, I have used these values, and inside this you see here cos 0 square, it is 1 0, minus cos 0 square, it is minus 1, 0. This is cos sine 0, 0, 0, 0. Here it is minus cos square. This is 0, 1 because it is a cos square, 0, and all terms are 0. Now next one, next you have to calculate the stiffness matrix for second element. For second element, here this E is constant, A is constant, length is 50.9, already I have shown it. Next one, cos square theta, here it is 135, and cos theta is minus 0.707 and its square is 0.5. Next, LM is 0.707 into 0.707, 1 is minus, so this is minus 0.5, this is again minus cos square theta, so it is minus 0.5, 0.5 minus 0.5, just you put the direction cosines of the second element. Now third element, for third element you can see here third element is again horizontal and with angle 0, so these terms is same. Here this element and this element, both elements are same, so you will get the stiffness matrix of third element, it is same to the first element. Okay, 1 0 minus 1 0 0 0 minus 1 0 1 0 0 0 0. Now fourth element is vertical, sorry, this should not be there, here it should be 1. Okay, here it should be 1. I will make the modification here. Here it is 1. This one is also 1. Minus 1. This is here it is minus 1. And one. Okay, this is the stiffness matrix for fourth element. This is stiffness matrix for fourth element, and stiffness matrix for fifth element. Again, you see here this is 1.9 into 10 raised to 6 into 8, and length of the fifth element is 50.9. Now here it is 0.5, again cos 45 square, this is cos 45 sin 45 minus cos 45 square minus cos 45 sin 45. Now this will give the stiffness matrices. Now this is K6. Now you see here again K6 is horizontal, this is vertical. Here cos is 0 and sin is 1. So you will get m square is equal to 1 minus m square is equal to minus 1. Okay. Now after calculation of this stiffness matrix, now before going to next step, what I will do, I will show you how to calculate the stiffness matrices in Scilab. Now here we have Scilab codes. Now first you have to define the theta. Now calculate the theta. We need the theta value for all elements. Now for first element, I will write theta 1 equal to, it is 0. Next theta 2 equal to, now you can use here equation also. How you can use equation, I will show you. I will copy from the already done, it is this one. use here 90 plus 8 times 36 divided by 36 into 180 divided by percent pi. Okay, percent pi is pi because we have to convert that into degrees. We have to convert that into degrees. Now next one, theta 3. Theta 3, it is equal to, theta 3 is 0 again. Next, theta 4. Theta 4 is 90. Next, theta 5. It is again this a tan inverse of 36 by 36, this one. Now it is making an angle with horizontal. Now there is no need to add the 90 degree here. Next, theta 6 equal to again 0. Now I will display the angles. Display angles made by elements. Now here it is theta 1, theta 2, theta 3, theta 4, theta 5 and theta 6. Now again you run this program, click on save and execute button. Now you can see here in your first angle, you see this angle, first angle is 0, second is 135, third is 0, next is 90, 45, 0. This is angle made by first element, second element, third element, fourth, fifth and sixth element. Now after defining these angles, what you have to do, you have to calculate the stiffness matrix. For calculation of the stiffness matrix, we need to repeat the same procedure 6 times. If you want to repeat the same procedure 6 times, you have to define the one function. Now I will define the function. Now in function, I will write a return argument. Then I will write the formal arguments. Name of the function is stiffness into is stiffness, and in arguments, what we need the area, because its equation is you can see here equation of the stiffness matrix. This is AE by L into cos theta square cos theta sin theta. So first argument we need A, next is E, next is I will write theta, because on the basis of value of the theta we are going to calculate the cos and sin, that is theta. Next, now first you calculate the cos. Suppose here L is equal to okay, we need to convert the angles from degrees to radians. For converting from degrees to radians, I will write theta is equal to theta into pi divided by 180. Pi divided by 180. Next, L is equal to cos theta cos x now, because we have written that angle in the radian form, and m is equal to sin x. Next, you define the stiffness matrix. It is y is equal to a star e. One more argument is required, that is L. It is L because we need to receive the lengths of all elements. A by L into, in matrix form, C square, you can write C star C. Next, second C into, sorry, not C, here it is L square, L square. Next L into M. Next minus L into L. Next minus L into M. This is your first row. Now second row is L into M. Next M square. Next minus L into M. Next minus M square. Next minus L square is the third row, minus L square. Next minus L into M. Next L square, L into L. Next L into M. Next is the fourth row, it is minus L into M. Next minus M square. Next L into M. Next M square. We check again. First is L square, L into M minus L square. Next minus L into M, L into M, M square. Next minus L M minus M square. Third row is L square minus LM minus L square minus LM. Next is L square. Next is LM. Next is fourth row, that is minus L into M minus M square, L into M and M square. Now this function is over. Now write the end function. Next calculate the K1 by calling the function for K1 stiffness matrix of the first element. K1 is equal to you call the function E stiffness. In arguments you have A comma E. Now here you transfer the value of length of first element and angle made by first element. Okay, after that I will display K1 and I will execute the program. I will check it. Now see there is error, undefined variable. Which variable is %? Yes, here pi is missing, so I will write pi here. Now I will execute. Now you can see here 4220 means it is product of these three terms, that is 1.9 into 10 raised to 6 into 8 divided by 36. It is 4222. You can see here also it is for element number 1. For element number 1, product this is a stiffness matrix. You see this is a stiffness matrix for element number, sorry, there is yes, element number 1. It is 4.22 0 minus 4.22 0 0 0 0 minus 4.2 0 4.2 0 0 0 0 0 into 10 raised to 5 is there. So you check this value. This 4.2 into 10 raised to 5 is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now this is the this is stiffness matrix of the first element. Same procedure you repeat for the all other elements. Now you just call the function. I will write here K2, this K2 area of the element number 2, modulus of area of element number 2 length of element number 2 and angle made by element number 2, and I will display the K2. Now you can check it. Now you see this one, this is stiffness matrix of element number 2 K2. It is 10 raised to 5 into 1.49 minus 1.49 minus 1.49, and on fourth row there is a 1.49. Here it is minus 1.49, 1.49 and 1.49. Okay. Now this is column number 1, column number 2, column number 3 and column number 4. You compare this with column number 1, column number 2, 3 and 4, and there is 10 raised to 5. It is common from this matrix. Okay. Now after that you repeat the same procedure for element number 3 and 4 up to 6. Now I will copy again. It is element number 3. It is requires L3 and theta 3. This one is K3. Next I am not going to execute this program. I will execute at the end. Now this is K4. This one is K4, theta 4, and this is your K4. Next, for fifth element, stiffness matrix K5. Next is L5, theta 5 and K5. Now same thing you repeat for sixth element, K6, L6 and theta 6, and this you have to display K6. Now I will execute and I will show you all the stiffness matrices. Before that I will clear the console in view. Here I will clear it. Now I will execute it. Now you see here, this is stiffness matrix of first element. It is correct. This is stiffness matrix of second element. Up to here we have already checked. Now next is stiffness matrix of element number 3. You can see here element number 3. This is 10 raised to 5 into 4.22. Okay, 0 minus 4.22. Okay. Next, this is stiffness matrix of element number 4. Element number 4, first row is 0. Here also 10 raised to minus 27 means it is 0. This is 10 raised to minus 11, 10 raised to minus 27, 10 raised to minus 2011. That means first column is 0. On second column, first term is 0. Second term is 4.22. Third term is 0. Next is minus 4.22, and these all terms are 0. And on last column, this second term is 4.22 into 10 raised to 5. This term is 4.22 into 10 raised to 10 raised to 5, and remaining terms are 0. Now for element number 5, again we check. Element number 5, I have made the mistake in element number 5. I will modify it. Element number 5. Element number 5 is this one. Okay. This one. Okay. It is same to the element number 2, but only difference is in the sign. Difference is in the sign. Okay. Now this is element number 5. Next one. Next is element number 6. Now see this element number 5 is over. This is element number 6. For element number 6, again 10 raised to 5 into element number 6. In element number 6 also I have made the mistake. Okay, it is correct. Okay, element number 6 is this one. It is because of the copy paste. this one, element number 6. Now you check it. This is product of this term is 4.22 into 10 raised to 5. This is minus 4.22 into 10 raised to 5 minus 4.22 into 10 raised to 5. This is also 4.22 into 10 raised to 5. Now next one. Next, after calculation of the stiffness matrices, what we have to do? We have to make the addition of these are the stiffness matrices, or we have calculated all the stiffness matrices. After calculation of the stiffness matrices, you make the assembly. Now, depending upon the problem, you see this problem. This problem has 5 nodes and degree of freedom per node is 2. Okay, degrees of freedom per node are 2. So, total degrees of freedom of the structure is 10. So, your stiffness matrix is 10 by 10. Stiffness matrix is, or global stiffness matrix is 10 by 10. That is assembled stiffness matrix. It is 10 by 10. So I have written here size of the global stiffness matrix is 10 by 10. Now here we have 2 degrees of freedom. We have 2 degrees of freedom. Here it is U1 V1, U2 V2. Okay. Now your element number 1. Now where we are going to put these elements in the global stiffness matrix? That means where we are going to put the coefficients of the stiffness matrix of the corresponding elements in the global stiffness matrix. Now for that purpose I will explain here. Now first I will write the 10 by 10 matrix of zeros. Now see here, this is your first element stiffness matrix. Now first assume this is a 0 by 0 matrix of zeros. That is 10 by 10 matrix having 0 elements. Now if you observe the element number 1, it has node number 1 and node number 2. That means it has displacement in x direction and displacement in y direction. That means first row is corresponding to the displacement in x direction. Second row is corresponding to the displacement in y direction. Okay. Now this node is node number 2. So it has displacement in x direction and displacement in y direction, that is u2 and u3. Now as per the rule of assembly, if node is not attached to the element, then degree of freedom corresponding to that, or coefficient of the stiffness matrix corresponding to that, is 0. Okay. Now this is a 10 by 10 matrix. Now see here this term is related to the displacement in x direction. Now node number 1, that is, this is a k11. K11 means displacement at node number 1, or it is associated with node number 1. This is u1. This is correct. If we write here u1 v1, u2 v2, u3 v3, u4 v4, u5 v5, and below also u1 v1, u2 v2, u3 v3, up to u5 v5. Now u1 is the displacement of node number 1. Okay, and that node number 1 is connected to the, or attached to the element number 1. Okay, so your coefficient in the stiffness matrix k11, it should be associated with the element number 1. Okay, that means coefficient of element number 1, it should have location at 1 1. Okay, this term, it is 1 2, that is corresponding to the node number 1 and 2, or actually it is only corresponding to the 1. Why? Because it is the displacement of node number 1 in y direction. So node number 1 is connected to the element number 1. So this term also you have to add from the stiffness matrix of element number 1. Next is u2. u2 is the displacement of node number 2, and it is the displacement of element number 1 at node number 2. Okay, Now when we want to add this in stiffness matrix, you have to consider here location, that is this location is associated with the K13 in the global stiffness matrix. This also you have to add here. Okay, means you see here 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4, all these degrees of freedom are associated with the element number 1. So on 1 to 4th column and on 1 to 4th row, you have to add the stiffness matrix of the element number 1. Okay, so these red terms are the stiffness matrix of the element number 1. Next one, for element number 2, now if you observe the element number 2, now this node is 2, it is corresponding to u2 and v2. This node is corresponding to node number 3, it is corresponding to u3 and v3. Now here if you consider this term it is corresponding to node number 1, and node number 1 is not connected to the element number 2. So stiffness matrix, element of the stiffness matrix or coefficient of the stiffness matrix corresponding to 1 1 1 1 is not affected by the element number 2. Okay, or it has zero effect on first row and first column. Okay, because your node number 1 is not connected to the element number 2. Again, if you have 2 degrees of freedom per node, so second row and second column you will not get any term corresponding to element number 2 on second row and second column also. Now your element number coefficients are started from the u2. Where is u2 location? U2 location is here. Okay, it is on third row and third column. Your stiffness matrix of the element number 2 will start from here. This is u2, next one is v2, u3 and v3. Here u2, u2, u v2, u3, v3. Okay, now how it is added I will show you. Before that, this is the stiffness matrix of the element number 2. Now you see this is the 3 3 location 3 3, and if we write here u1 v1 u2 v2, where you will get, here you will get the u2 from this side and as well as from this side, so it will be added here. Now this is 3 3 3 1, that is third degree of freedom is the starting degree of freedom of element number 2. Now 3 3 3 4, now fourth degree of freedom is also connected to the element number 2. Next 3 5, this is a fifth degree of freedom is also connected to the element number 3. 3 6, sixth degree of freedom is also connected to the element number 2. Okay, now same thing in downward direction. You see here 3 3 3 4 3 5 3 6, 3 3 4 3 4 5 4 6, and all the element you see here, it is this is 4 4 4 4 5 4 6 5 4 5 5 5 6, next 6 4 6 5 and 6 6. Okay, means this is, it will be started from 3 3, ends at 3 6, and here it is up to 6 6. Okay, according to that you do the addition. Now this is for second element. For third element your third element is connected to the node number 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Now degrees of freedom corresponding to this are u3 and v3. u3 and v3 means fifth row and sixth row and fifth column and sixth column. Now here it is u4 v4. u4 v4 means fourth row, sorry, uh, seventh row and eighth row, seventh column and eighth column. Okay, in between that the terms on seventh to eighth row and seventh to eighth column, you have to add the coefficients of the stiffness matrix of third element. You can see here. Now you see this is a stiffness matrix for third element. Now in global location, you see this one, it is corresponding to the 3, that is here it is u3 v3 u4 v4. Location of u3 is on fifth row. Okay, that is u1 v1 u2 v2 u3 v3. Again u1 v1 u2 v2 u3 v3. Location of u3, it is on third row and it is on fifth row and fifth column. Okay, so this is fifth row, fifth column, because of this is a fifth degree of freedom, this is a sixth degree of freedom. It is also connected to the element number 3. It is a seventh degree of freedom, eighth degree of freedom. Okay, so on. This is 3 this is 5 5, next 6 5, 7 5, 8 5. Next this one is 6 5, sorry 5 6, 5 7, 5 8. Next 6 6 6 6, 6 7, 6 8, 7 6, 7 7, 7 8, and this one is 8 6, 8 7, 8 8. You can write u1 v1 u2. Here you can write u1 v1 u2 v2 u3 v3 u4 v4 u5 v5 u1 v1 u2 v2. Now see here, if you put this term here, then it will be wrong. Why it will be wrong? Because anything on element number 1, if you consider the separate effect of the element number 1, it will not affect on the displacement of node number 1. It may be vertical displacement or it may be horizontal displacement. So we have to add at its proper location. Okay, now for K4, here this is the stiffness matrix of the fourth element. Okay, now fourth element, you can see here, it is connected to the node number 2 and 4. 2 and 4, 2 and 4. Now node number 2 has u2 displacement and v2 displacement. Where you will get the u2 displacement? It is on fourth row. u2 displacement, it is u2. I think I have made the mistake. u2 is third row. Here it is third row. It should be here. Okay, this, sorry, okay, we'll go back. Move to the next, second, third. Here I have what mistake I have made. It should be on this row. It is u2 is here. I will write here. Okay, it is picture, so I could not modify it. I will show. Okay, this is u1 v1 u2. Okay, and rows are u1 v1 u2. This 0 should be here, this 4.22 should be here, this 0 should be here, and this 4.22 should be here. Now this is for node number 2, and for node number 4 it is correct. Why? Because node number 4 is u4 v4. You can see it. If you count here, u1 v1, u2 v2, u3 v3, u4 v4. It is correct. This is correct. Only problem in this row. One row is missing. Sorry. It is correct. This one is correct. Why? Because 100 row is there. 00 row is there. Okay. This 00 row is there. You have to add 0 here. This is 0. This is corresponding to u2. This one is corresponding to u2. This one is corresponding to u2, and this one is also corresponding to u2. And this is v2, v2, v2. Okay. Now this k4 is correct. Next, k5. This is the stiffness matrix for k5. You see here 2 and 4. Now here you will get the clear idea. 2 and 4. Now here this is u2, sorry, u1 v1 u2, u1 v1 u2, means this term is corresponding to the u2. Okay, this is v2, this is u2 and v2. Okay, now here it is v2, this one is also v2. Okay, now here it is u5 v5, u5 v5. That means here this is a 9th degree of freedom, this is a 10th degree of freedom, this is 9th degree of freedom, this is 10th degree of freedom. So you are getting these terms on 9th and 10th column, 9th and 10th column. This is 9th and 10th column, this is 9th and 10th column, 9th and 10th column, sorry, row, 9th and 10th row, 9th and 10th row, 9th and 10th row. Means this is here, if you consider the degree of freedom, here 1 2 3 4, 3 4. Okay, 3 4. Next 3 5, 3 4 3 5. At same location you have 2 degrees of freedom, that is 3rd degree of freedom and 4th degree of freedom. So you will get 3 3 3 4 4 3 and 4 4. Here at this location you have 9 and 10, 9th degree of freedom and 10th degree of freedom. This is your 9 and it is connected to the 4th degree, so it is 3 9. Next is 3 10, 4 9, 4 10. Here it is 9 3 9 4, 10 3, 10 4. Next is 10, sorry, 9 9. Next is 9 10, 10 9, 10 10. Okay, next this is for 5 and this is for 6. Now you will get this is 6. For 6 you will get the 4 and 5, that is 8 9 and 10, 7 8 9 10, 7 8 9 10, 7 8 9 10. Okay, that is 7th degree, 8th degree, 9th degree and 10th degree. Here it has 7th and 8th degree, 9 and 10th degree. So all terms corresponding to the 7 to 10, that is 7 8, sorry, 7 7, 7 8, 7 9, next 7 10, 8 7, 8 8, 8 9, 8 10, 9 7 9 8 9 9 9 10 10 7 10 8 10 9 10 10. All these terms are non-zero terms. Okay, in this way we can fix the positions of the elemental stiffness matrices in global stiffness matrix. After fixing this elemental stiffness matrix in global stiffness matrix, you add these stiffness matrices. That is, you take the addition of K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus K4, K5, K6 by after putting these values, after putting at appropriate locations, after forming these matrices. After forming these matrices, you take the addition of this K5, addition of this K5, this K6. Okay, means you take the addition of this K1, this K2, next this K3, this K4, next this K5 and this K6. When we add all these things, we will get the global stiffness matrix. Now you can see here, this is K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus K4, K5, and this is the assembled stiffness matrix. Now I will show you how to write the codes for this. Then we will go for the solving the equations. Now I will first I will define the matrix of zeros. Now for defining the matrix of zeros, it is I will take capital K equal to zeros in bracket. Now it should be equal to the size of the global stiffness matrix, 10 by 10. Okay, after that I will write the function. I will take the function, it is big function, so I will take from here. Now what I will do, I will call this function for element number 1, then you can get it. Now suppose k1, k equal to k equal to k equal to assembly in matrix k comma k1 comma your element number 1 is connected to the 1 and 2 node, 1 and 2 node. Now see here, now here this is the function. In this function the argument is capital K, small k, I and j. Now calculation or result of this function is assigned to this y variable. Now here we are calling this function. How we are calling this function? By transferring this argument k. Now this argument is, this is the matrix of zeros with 10 by 10. Now you can see here, this we are transferring k matrix of zeros to this one. Okay, and second argument is small k. For small k we are assigning the stiffness matrix of the element number 1 which we have calculated. Okay, and we are transferring 1 for I and 2 for j. Now how it is going to add, I will show you that in your first stiffness matrix. Okay, you consider this matrix. I will zoom for this stiffness matrix. Okay, now see here this k is matrix of zeros having size 10 by 10. This k is this matrix k1, that is 4.220 minus 4.22 0 0 0 0 0 minus 4.2 and all the terms. Okay, next I is equal to 1 and j is equal to 2 because this is connected to the node number 1 and 2. Now first one, k k2i minus 1 comma k 2i minus 1, 2i minus 1, 2i minus 1 means it is I is 1. Okay, I is 1, so this becomes k11, this becomes k11, k11 equal to k11 of matrix having 0 elements, k11 of, that is, this is 0, this is 0, plus k11 capital small k11, that means this term 4.22 means k11 of this matrix is replaced by first element of the stiffness matrix, this stiffness matrix, that is stiffness matrix of element number 1. Now go to second, it is k2i minus 1 and 2i means k12, k12, this is k12, k12 of this matrix, again it is 0, k12 plus k12 of k1, k12 of k1, that means this is 0 again, now this will be 0. Now next k2i minus 1, k2i minus 1 and 2j minus 1, j is 2 and 2i minus is 1 minus 1 3, k13, it is 0 here, and k13 is replaced by k13 of k1, k13 of k1. Okay, same thing is repeated for next line, it is k14, because this is 2i minus 1 is 1 and this is 2j, it is 2 into 2, it is 4, this is 0 and it is replaced by 1 4. Okay, next in this way we can add the elements up to here. Now next one after adding 1 4, now we have to move to the second row. For second row it is 2i and 2i minus 1, 2i is 2 and 2i minus 1 is 1, that means 21, k21 equal to the k21 is 0 again and it is 21, k21, that means this 0 is added in matrix. Now k22, because 2i into 2i, it is 22, 22, it is 0 and k22 of this matrix, that is this matrix, is added to that term. Same thing is repeated up to 4 4. Okay, and when we call this function for k1, the element stiffness matrix of first element is placed at its appropriate location in global stiffness matrix. Okay, now same thing we are repeating for placing all the stiffness matrices for at their appropriate locations. Now I will show you. Next, if you display this, I will display and show. If you display this here, I will display the k and I will execute the program. If you execute this program, you can get here, you see here 1 1 to 5. See here, you can get this matrix, you see this is 10 raised to 5 into 4.22, or it is 42222. Okay, at first row, second element in the first row, third element in the first row, and remaining terms are 0. Okay, and second column is 0. On third column, third row, this is minus 4.2 into 10 raised to 5, this is 4.2, and remaining terms are 0. It is here 1 to 5 and 6 to 10 rows. Okay, now same thing you have to do for second stiffness matrix, that is stiffness matrix of the second element. Again, now modified k, that means this k, in this k we are adding this matrix, we are not going back to this k because we have used the same name. So this matrix will be modified by putting these elements at their appropriate locations. Now k is equal to assembly of k comma, now it is k2 and k2 is connected to the node number 2 and 3, therefore I is 2 and j is 3. Okay, now when I is 2 and j is 3, now this matrix you see this one, now I is 2, therefore it is 3 2i minus 1, it is 4 minus 1 3 and this is 3 k3 3, here it is added, this 1.49 is added in this term. Okay, next here 2i minus 1 2i, that is 3 4 3 4 is this one 0 will be replaced by this minus 1.49. Okay, now next one is I minus 1 j minus 1, that is I minus 1 is 3, j minus 1 is, it is 6 minus 1 5 3 5, it is this one, this 0 will be replaced by this minus 1.49. Okay, in this way that matrix is appended, that is matrix is modified in every step. You can display it or you can go for next step. Now I will write for all elements k assembly, we want to add the 6 matrices, assembly k comma k3. Now you see the k3 is connected to the 3 and 4 node, 3 comma 4. Okay, next k is equal to assembly, next k k4 is connected to 2 and 4 node. Next k is equal to assembly in bracket k k5 it is connected to the 2 and 5. Next k is equal to assembly, next is k comma k6 comma, it is 4 and 5, 4 comma 5. Now after that, here in this way I can add all stiffness matrices and I can display the final k, that is k. Now when we display the k, you can observe this k. Now where it is variable assembly, okay, one spelling mistake is there, I will clear the screen. Now I will modify that spelling mistake, where it is assembly, this one. Okay, now I will execute it. Now you can go for the final assembled stiffness matrix. Now you see this one. Now here where it is, okay, it will start from here. Now you can see this one. Now first row is 4.2 into 10 raised to 5, this one. Now this is your 7.2. Here your second matrix, that is second stiffness matrix is added. Now next is 0, next is minus 1.49, 0, 1.49, 1.49. You see here 0, 0, minus 1.49, minus 1.49. Next is 7 2, this term is 0. You can observe this. This term is 0. This is 7.2, 149, this one, minus 149, this is 0, this one, minus 1.49, this one. Okay. Now column 5, where is column 1 2 3 4 5, this is 5. Now first two terms are 0, Next is minus 1.49, 1.49 and 5.71, 1.49, 4.22. Okay, 6 column. This is 6. On 6, all terms are 1.49. You see this one. On 7th, these terms are 0. That is, first 4 terms are 0. Then 4.22. Next 0, 1, 8.44. Next, this term is 0. This is minus 4.22. And 8th column, you can observe this. This is 0, 4.22, 0, 0, 0. 3 zeros are there. 4.22. Ninth, first two terms are 0, minus 1.49, 4.22, 5.71 and 1.49. Last 0, 0, this 1.49 and 4 zeros are there, 1.49, 1.49. Okay, in this way we can get the assembled stiffness matrix. After assembled stiffness matrix, I will show you. Now you write the finite element equation. Now for writing finite element equation, you have equation K into U is equal to F. That is, this is an assembled stiffness matrix. U is the displacement matrix, F is the force matrix. Now this is your assembled stiffness matrix, and this is your displacement matrix, and this is your force matrix. You have 5 nodes. For each node there are two displacements, vertical and horizontal, U1 V1, U2 V2, U3 V3, U4 V4, U5 V5. And I have written the forces also. One is in x direction, y direction, x, y, that is at node 1 x and y, node 1 2 x, 2y, 3x, 3y, 4x, 4y, 5x, 5y. Okay. Now, after writing the finite element equation, you write the boundary conditions. Now, what are the boundary conditions? Here, this displacement is 0, this displacement is 0. That is, u1 v1 is 0 and u3 v3 is 0. In last equation, in this equation, you write u1 v1 equal to 0, u3 v3 equal to 0. Again, here there is no force, 0 force. Here there are two forces. That is, one is 500 in downward direction at node number 4, 500 in downward direction at node number 5. Therefore, here you have support reaction in x and y direction. Here both x and y direction forces are 0. F2x and F2y are 0. Next, at node number 3 both are support reactions. At node number 4 you have 0x component and y component is minus 500. Here at this location, x component is 0, y component is minus 500. So you see here u1 v1 u3 v3 is equal to 0, f1x is equal to r1x, f1y is equal to r1y, support reactions, f3x is equal to r3x, f3y is equal to r3y, f4x is 0, f4y is minus 500, f5y is minus 500. Okay, put these boundary conditions in finite element equation, you will get this one. You see here 0, 0, here it is 0, 0 and r1x, r1y. At node number 2 there is no any force and there is no support also. At node number 3 support is there, therefore you will get the force in x and y direction or reaction in x and y direction. At node number 4 you don't have x component of the force, we have only y component. So this is 0 minus 500. At node number 5 also no x component, y component is there. Okay. After that we need to solve this for u2 v2 u4 v4 u5 v5. Now for solving that, you extract the corresponding matrix to that of the u2 v2 u4 v4 u5 v5, that is corresponding to the unknowns only. Now how we can do this? You see here, if you write the equation for u2, that is your equation number 3, this term into 0, this term into 0, okay, you will get 7.2 into u2, next 0 into v2, next this term is 0, this term is 0, this term is 0, this term is 0, minus 1.49, minus 1.49. But but we cannot consider these terms are 0. That means you remove the rows and columns corresponding to the 0 displacements. remove the rows and columns corresponding to the zero displacement. That means where is zero displacement? At this location. You remove the first row. At this also there is a zero displacement. You remove the second row. Okay. Again you remove the first column and second column. Next one, for third row, sorry, for fifth row, you remove the fifth row, sixth row and fifth column and sixth column, and write the remaining matrix only. On right side also you remove the same things. That means you remove the first row, second row, fifth row and sixth row, and write the remaining matrix. Now how you can write the remaining matrix? You can see here. You see here, I have removed the first row, second row, first column, second column, third row, sorry, not third, fifth row and fifth column. Okay, and from that also I have removed first row and second row and fifth row and sixth row. Okay, and you will get the remaining matrix. That means we want to calculate only this one. Okay, so you write the equations corresponding to this. That means equations in which only these variables are there. Okay, and remaining terms you can remove. That is one way of solving the simultaneous equations. If number of equations are very high, then you do this procedure. Okay, now you solve these equations. After solving these equations, you will get this u2, v2, u4, v4, u5, v5. Okay, now how to do this in Scilab? I will show you. Now we remove the some terms from this. Now how you can do this? I will give the name for this matrix as a K. Now you see this one. You see this K stiffness matrix. How we can modify this stiffness matrix? K is equal to capital K of third row and fourth row. That means third row and fourth row, first four elements, third row and fourth row, and third column and fourth column. That means in this you will get only from this one, sorry, not this, first four terms. Okay, after that K3 to 4, that means third row and fourth row, and elements on third row and fourth row from 7th column to 10th column. 7th column to 10th column. Now we will go back here. Your third row is here. This is third row. Okay. On third row and fourth column, your elements from third row and fourth row, elements from 7th row, this one, 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Already we have taken these two. This third row, fourth row, and third column, fourth column. That means these four terms we have taken, and now we have to take from this to this one. Okay. After that, what we have to do? We take this terms, that is third row, on third row, third column and fourth column, on not third row, seventh row, third column and fourth column, 8th row, third column and fourth column, 9th row, third column and fourth column, 10th row, third column and fourth column, and here on 7th row, 7th column to 10th column, on 8th row, 7th column to the 10th column, On 9th row, 7th column to the 10th column. On 10th row, 7th column to the 10th row. Okay. For that, what we have done here, here, this will give the third and fourth row. On third and fourth row, you take the third and fourth column only. Okay. On third and fourth row, you take the seventh and eighth column only. Means your fifth and sixth column will be missed here. Means we are removing the fifth and sixth column. Okay. Next one, on 7th to 10th rows, from 7 to 10 rows, you take the third and fourth column. Okay. Here also on 7 to 10 rows, you take the 7th and 10th, that is 7 to 10th rows. I will show you, I will display it. Display K. Now I will execute it. You can see here, you observe this one, you can see here, it is 7 to this one 0, remaining terms are 0, all 0. You see the column wise, this is non-zero, this is 0, this is 0, this is 0, minus 1.49, minus 1.49, this one 0, this one 0, this is 7 to again 0, 4 to 149, 149, 0, 0, 844, and this is 0, 422. These are the third column. Now here, this is fourth column. On fourth column, first term is 0, second term is 4.2, next is 0, next is 4.2, this is non-zero, 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 non-zero. Okay, and these are also all non-zero. Okay, now you will get this equation, and for solving this equation, we need this force matrix. We need a force matrix. Now we have to define the force matrix. Now for defining the force matrix, I will write the F notation. F is equal to, in matrix, it is 0, colon 0, colon 0, 3 zeros are there, then minus 500, colon 0, then minus 500. Okay, this will be the force matrix by removing the rows and columns. Now write the back substitution for calculation of the displacement. U is equal to K backward product division, backward division, K by F. Okay, display U. Execute this. Now you see the output. You compare this one. It is minus 9, not 0.0035, 0.010, 0.0011, 0.0011, 0.0023, 0.019522. Okay. Now these displacements are exact matching. Okay. Next one. After calculating the displacement, you have to calculate the support reactions. For support reactions, what you have to do? Again, you put these values of the displacement matrices in this equation. That means you put U2, V2, U3, sorry, U3 is 0, U4, V4 is 0, sorry, V3 is 0. You put all these displacements. Now, how you will get here? Okay. Directly displacements we have calculated. I will show you here. Okay, it is calculated directly. You use these values in this equation and calculate the displacement matrix. Calculate the support reactions. For support, you see this one. Okay. Now here I have written displacement matrix and this one. Now you complete the displacement matrix. That is, first displacements are 0, 0. This is also support 0, 0. That means you write the 10 by 1 matrix. How you can write the 10 by 1 matrix? I can write here. I will use capital U. U is equal to in matrix form 0, colon 0, Next u, it is not u. How it will be written? U from where it is first two terms, u 1 2. You can write u 1 colon u 2 colon 0 colon 0. Next you can write colon u in bracket 3 to here 3 4 5 6 6 3 to 6. Okay, we'll check it. Display u. Now you see the displacement matrix. Okay, you can see here you see this one 0 0 minus 3 5. Okay, 0 0 0 0 0 114.23. okay, 0.195. yes, it is correct. Now we have formed complete U matrix. Next we have to calculate the F matrix, that is reaction matrix. That is F is equal to capital F. F is equal to, just you multiply by global stiffness matrix by U matrix. Now okay, I have to display it. Display F. Run it. Now you see this force matrix. Force matrix. It is 1500. Next is 0 0 0 minus 1500 1000 0 500 0 500. These are the two forces and these are the support reactions. These are the support reactions. Addition of these all forces equal to 0. That is addition of forces in x direction and addition of forces in y direction. It should be 0. Okay. After that, calculate the stress matrix. For stress matrix, you write the displacements corresponding to the elements. For writing the displacements corresponding to the elements, you use this one. See here, this is your U global displacement matrix. Now for element 1, U1 is equal to U1, U2, U3, U4. U2 is equal to U3, U4, U5, U6. U3, this is displacement matrix for element number 1, displacement matrix for element number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. How it is written, I will show you. U1 equal to the displacement of node in x direction, displacement of node number 1 in y direction, displacement of node number 2 in x direction, displacement of node number 2 in y direction. Now why I have written? Because node number 1, element number 1 is connected to the node number 1 and 2. Element number 2 is connected to the 2 and 3. Element number 3 is connected to the 3 and 4. 4 is connected to the 2 and 4. 5 is connected to the 2 and 5. And 6 is connected to the 4 and 5. After that I will show you here how to calculate the stress matrices. Now this is elemental stress. For element number 1, sigma 1 is equal to E by L into minus L minus M L M U1 V1 U2 V2. That is displacements of element number 1. And here it is calculated. Sigma 2 is same thing, only these values will be changed. This function, this operation you have to do 6 times. So I am going to define the function for that. Now in function, what we have to transfer? We have to transfer E, L and theta. E, L, theta and this U. Okay. Now I will write here function. Now I will write here y equal to E stress. Now first I will write E, next L, next theta, and U, okay. Next, for definition of the function, I will take from here directly, so it will reduce the time. This one, here theta is equal to theta into pi by 180. I have converted that into radians. I have calculated, suppose this is L and this is M. This one is L, M, L, M. That is direction cosines I have calculated. Now you will get this equation, E by L into, this is cos theta, sin theta, cos theta, sin theta into displacement matrix. Now for stress of the first element, suppose S1 is equal to E stress into arguments E, comma L1, comma theta 1, comma U is U1. It is displacement of element number 1. Next one, I will do the same process for all elements. It is S1, it is S2, it is L2, theta 2, U2, S3, here it is L3, theta 3, U3, next S4, L4, theta 4, U4. Here it is S5, L5, theta 5, U5. Next one more is there. Here this one is S6, L6, theta 6, U6, and display all the stresses. Display, I will write here stresses. Next S1, comma S2, S3, S4, S5, S6. Now I will execute the program. Now you can see here stresses. It is 187.5, first one. Second one is 176. Here it is 177. A slight difference will be there. 62, 62.5, 88, and 62.5. In this way, we can analyze the stress structure. Okay. I will end this one.